girl, healing is messy, growth is slow, and transformation is quiet, but they're all still powerful. In today's episode, we're going to let go of the pressures to look perfect, and we're going to embrace our journey out loud. It's time to celebrate every step of who you're becoming. Go ahead and grab your cup. We got to talk about it.
Been that, still that, will always be mwah, that girl.
Hey y'all, it's your girl Mikkel back with another episode. Episode 8, period. Okay, we begin 8 consistent episodes. That's 2 months. Okay, y'all, because if you know me and you've been on this journey with me, you know we go back and forth. And I'm trying to stay consistent for real. I'm going to hammer it down. But today's episode is titled Healing Out Loud, Being a Work in Progress Without Shame. And I wanted to bring this to the table today because healing isn't pretty. It isn't appealing, and a damn show ain't social media cute, okay? But it's necessary. You got to do it. At the end of the day, you got to do it. You got to do it to find any type of peace in this world. It's just important. But if nobody has told you, right? Because people never do. People never highlight the good parts or the bad parts of your healing process and be able to support you in that. But if no one's ever told you, you don't have to do it all or have it all together to be powerful, right? And your story, I'm getting real country, but your story is still valuable even in the messy parts. And so I want you to just take a second, and we will be taking a second, a little more than a second, but we'll be taking a couple of minutes today just to make sure that we highlight and understand that your work in progress is worthy of love, attention, celebration, patience, all of those things. So I want to just give you a moment and give us an episode to go ahead and put that on the floor. You are worthy and valuable even in your working parts. All right, y'all. So you see how I tried to do like the page flip? Okay. Tell me how you like it. Tell me how you feel. I'm just trying to get better with my editing skills. Yeah. And I feel like it'd be easier to transfer and translate to TikTok, Instagram, because y'all, I be at work, and when I look like at work, I mean, I don't look Beyonce here, but when I be looking at work, babe, I just be doing shit, so I don't be wanting to record videos for real. So I feel like if I could like take snippets from the episode and put it as like stories, TikToks, blah blah blah, I feel like it'd be great. That's just my thinking. We'll see how it works. But as we said, so this portion is called The Myth of Perfect Healing. And I mean, in social media, we're always seeing the afters, the glow ups, the successful and polished endings, right? We're always seeing the end, how I lost 50-some pounds. But they ain't show you when they was crying in the car or when they ate them cheap 45 cheeseburgers again because they was stressed and discouraged and didn't feel good. And I feel like even content like that. Sorry, my cat is here. She here, Luca. Okay. But Anyway, so I feel like content, even that shows the process, is more realistic. You have to get down, honey. Okay, that's one of my cats. His name is Lily. But anyway, so I feel like content, again, that shows the process, shows the beginning, middle, and end, but also showing the in-depth. I mean, I'm not a fan of crying on camera, but even the ones that's like crying on camera kind of do better because people want to authentically see the stuff that nobody talks about, but everyone's going through. And in that, right, there is this idea that, oh, she got it all together. It's always easy to compare yourself to somebody else. We've talked about this in an episode prior to. Like, it's always easy to compare yourself to somebody else, but you don't know what they went through. You don't know what struggles they happened. And even when you do understand the struggles, you don't understand how that affected them or how that impacted them. So just getting out of that idea that healing is crystal clear. It looks like gems and snaps and Janae Aiku. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that, to be honest. Perfect healing or healing could look like crying in a club. Okay, because this is a song that came out by like Charlie X. It's like trending on TikTok right now. That theme is perfect. It's like realizing that the things ain't working and you crying, you heartbroken, you distressed, you're distraught. It's failing. That is a part of healing. It's doing the one thing you said you weren't gonna do. It's doubling back. That is the reality of healing, and making sure you're not beating yourself up in the process because it doesn't look good, or that it's not perfect, or that it's not clean cut, doesn't make you feel like you're behind, because you're not behind. Again, we talked about being on our own timelines. You're on your own timeline. It's yours. It's yours. It's yours. It's yours. So you got to do what you have to do. I'm about to fuss at this cat. So let's go ahead and move to the next part. Okay, welcome to our next part. As you can see, this is what we've agreed upon. Him laying across my shoulder is the only way to get him to behave. So here we are. So the next part is the power in healing honestly. So I think that we miss, I don't feel like you truly can heal if you're still putting on a facade that nothing's wrong. I feel like our brain is a muscle, and you're convincing yourself that nothing's wrong. You're going to act like nothing's wrong. You're going to move like nothing's wrong. You're going to do what you've always done, which is going to get you the results that you've always gotten. My mama used to have a thing on the refrigerator that was like, the height of stupidity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. I feel like that is true to some extent, right? You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. You can't keep doing the old habits that you are used to and expecting a new life. It's just not going to happen. So remembering that you are inspiring even when unfinished. I always take it upon myself to, like, when I talk to children or when I talk to adults, and maybe even, for example, we had a work meeting with our division head, and we were talking about just like why things inspire you, et cetera, et cetera. We picked a quote. I don't even remember the quote, to be honest, but I know I was just saying how, like, I'm a first generation of most of the things that I do. And that because of that, I really didn't have too many people to, like, look toward to align my steps with, right? So I kind of had to freestyle. And if I ever moved scared, I think the quote had something to do with, like, being afraid and moving. But if I ever moved scared, or if I didn't take a leap because I was scared, I wouldn't be where I am now. And to me, that was not a big deal. I was like, girl, this is my reality. And I think with a lot of people, it's like, this is my reality. This is my life. I know what I've been through. I know what I've grown through. I know how I've changed, et cetera, et cetera. So it's not a big deal to me. It's not impactful. It's not inspiring. It's just what it is. Baby, I look around the room because, again, I'm just telling my story. I do this thing where I be zoning out. I don't be paying attention for real. And I look in the room and everyone's like, oh, that is so impactful. That is so important. And I'm like, damn. But then I realized, like, people have not had the life you've had. They have not had the life I've had. They haven't had that. So even though I am not where I want to be, okay, because I'm supposed to be on a yacht with billions of dollars, okay, I'm supposed to be rich, fine, bad, okay, don't get me started. But even though I'm not where my end goal is, my story is still inspiring in the aspects that I have and the things that I have accomplished. And as a first generation, I think that we tend to even push away the small wins or the big wins or the medium wins. We push them aside because we're too busy focused on that end goal, when in reality, we've already come so far. I am not the same person I used to be, okay? I used to be a hothead. I used to be a cusser person out, okay? I used to not be rational. But I'm so much more rational now, and that is a win, okay? That is a win for not only me, but a lot of other people. So realness, not your perfection, is what attracts people to you. And being your authentic self is going to get you more people on your side, more people to support you, more people to love on you, more people to openly like you, than to pretend that you're something you're not. Because one, it's hard to keep up. It's hard to keep up. It's just too hard to keep up. And then two, eventually they're going to see through it, because, again, it's too hard to keep up. So just being your real self and understanding that you don't have to wear a mask to be loved. That is what healing is. Healing is convincing yourself that you can show up exactly who you are, even if it's in a mess, even if it's not pretty, even if it's carried away. You can do that without having to. I hope you're not still in the show right now. I hope you're not still in the show right now, because you're serving face. Thank you. Anyway, not having to do all these extra things to be loved, because you deserve to be loved in your barest, most messed up, most confused, most chaotic state. You still deserve to be loved. There is no limit. There is no state of you that deserves to be loved more than the other. And once you convince yourself of that, then you will have the power in healing honestly. That is the honest part. You don't want friends that don't want you in the way that you are. You don't want a man that don't want you in the way that you are. If you got a, I remember it used to be like it's like a video that I saw on TikTok of like the lady putting on makeup before her man wake up. That is a terrible life to live. I would never wish that on anybody. I would never wish that on anybody. That sounds terrible. If that man or that girl or whatever it is don't want you, person, friend, family, job, don't want you as who you are, it's going to be too grueling to be somebody else. You don't know who that is. You're only an expert at being you. So do that. And own power in that. There's so much power in that if you own it. Okay, so the next part we're discussing is balancing privacy and honesty. So I think that we find a struggle. If you hear tail whips, it's because he's whipping his tail and purposely trying to hit the microphone. It's my child. He acts just like me for real, so I can't be mad. Anyway, balancing privacy and honesty. So being real does not mean you have to tell your full story, and I think that we miss that. Being who you really are does not mean that you have to trauma dump on people. Everybody don't need to know what you go through. And I always advise against it because people will see what you went through and think, oh, what can I get away with? Absolutely not, right? Telling some of your story and being transparent with some of your story or giving people information that's important for them to know at the time, how to handle you, how to deal with you. Actually, you don't even got to do that. I'll take that back. You don't even have to do that because if you set a boundary and somebody don't follow it, they don't need to know the why behind treating you right. They don't need to know the why behind what you do. If someone's interested in it and you feel safe with them and you feel like they're not going to misuse it, then tell them. But no one has to know your full story to know who you are now. I tell people all the time, I reinvent myself all the time. You don't know what I liked before. It ain't important. You don't know who I talked to before. It ain't important. You don't need to know who I was before because at the end of the day, it does not affect who I am now. If you know my past, it's because I shared it with you. I shared some relevant experiences with you that I thought were important. If not, just because you ain't know me before anyway, so why do it matter? Why does it matter? So just remember that not mixing up your honesty with giving up your privacy. That's not true. You can do both. You can be as honest as you are about who you are in this moment in life without exposing all of the things about you. Protecting your peace and walking away authentically. You can do those at the same exact time. You can be yourself without having to trauma dump and tell everybody your business. Y'all, people be trying to be friends. And I'm learning this now because I have a new friend that I'm making. She's actually really cool. She cool. We done did birthday stuff. We done hung out. Like, that's my girl. That's my girl. But I'm doing a new method where I'm just not trauma dumping. I'm just not telling her all the horrible shit that I've been through or telling her all the horrible experiences with the people that I've met in the past to bond. Like, I want to bond on this level right here. And if we can't bond on this level right here, then maybe we shouldn't be talking. Maybe we shouldn't be friends. And just recognizing that and realizing that, like, I have had trauma bonded friendships, where we bonded because we was just going through. And I don't want that no more. Because it ends unhealthy. It looks stop peeking over the corner and serving face. I done told you about that. It's very, like, don't eat me up like that. Anyway, and then sharing what feels healing, not what feels heavy. So sometimes when you're saying things or sharing things in your story to relate and bond with people, share what feels healing, not what feels heavy. So if you leave a conversation and you like, dang, I told too much, dang, I said too much, and you're regretting what you said, I don't think it's because you're beating yourself up, but it's because you truly don't trust that person. And it's making you question, should you've done it? And if you have to leave like that, then you shouldn't have said it. Don't say nothing. Don't say nothing. Only share those things with the people that you trust and don't feel bad about, that makes you feel light about the situation, that makes you feel good about situations that pour into you. I've been telling y'all that. I keep telling y'all that because I got to keep telling myself that. We only entertain things that pour into us. My therapist sent me a post because we were talking about pretty much this same, like, boundary setting. And what do we talk about? You have to sit down, honey. You have to sit down. Thank you. All right. Boundary setting here. And I'm not going to cut these out because at the end of the day, we're going to be authentic and I really don't feel like editing this video like that. I'm not gonna lie to you. Not gonna lie. Not gonna lie. But my therapist sent me a picture and it said this chapter is called "They Are Not Your Assignment. You Have Done Enough." You have done enough. Okay, y'all. Y'all have done enough. Stop trying to add print prep for other people. I definitely need you to only focus on yourself right now and share the things that feels good. Share the things that make you happy to connect with someone else. You don't have to share the things that are heavy, that are pain. Connecting in pain is not always the best thing. It tends to end in chaos because now that person knows all the terrible things about you and still did you wrong. T. T. And so our next and last kind of portion is self-compassion in the journey. So at the end of the day, people, you don't need outside validation. Other people telling you that you're doing a good job is going to feel good for the moment, but if you truly don't believe it and you truly don't think that you're doing a good job, it actually means nothing. It means absolutely nothing. So what I want you to do as you go through this journey is to remember, and I got some things right now, that's why I'm looking down. But I want you to remember to clap for quiet wins, the ones that no one knows about, the ones that don't even seem like a big deal. It could be something as simple as you didn't call that trifling N-word, even though you wanted to. That is a win. You deserve a pat on the back. Next is clap when you choose peace over drama. Lord, instead of getting into it with them people, instead of going hard, instead of standing 10 toes down and knocking everybody out, because from experience, even if you slap the taste out of somebody's mouth, they still gonna talk shit. Nothing's going to stop them, okay? Remember that. Remember that. Every time you get the urge to go out, remember, they still going to do it. Anyway, but protecting or clapping for yourself when you choose peace over drama. So when you say, I ain't even finna let it get to me. I ain't even finna pour it into me. I'm not even finna let somebody upset me. Go ahead. Clap yourself up. Clap when you loved yourself enough to rest. So when you when you're giving yourself enough time to rest, clap for yourself, allowing yourself to lie down, not to go out, not to do that duty that you didn't really want to do anyway, right? Clap for yourself. Clap for surviving seasons that tried to break you, excuse me. So what that means is for those seasons, because some of us are in those seasons, everybody's not in a prosperous season, everyone's not in a great season, everyone's not happy. Some people are dealing with some heavy stuff right now. Clapping that you are surviving those seasons, that you're getting up every day and choosing to fight back, even if you're losing, because sometimes life will whoop your behind. Okay? Yeah, because progress feels invisible. Sometimes you feel like you ain't did nothing. Y'all, I've been going to the gym, okay? And I have been in the gym consistently with my trainer for 4 weeks. Why am I not Ari Fletcher yet? You know what I mean? Like, why do I not have the biggest booty in the world, smallest waist attached? Progress is invisible. I know I'm getting better. I know I'm getting stronger, but I can't see it. It's okay. We hate it. It's not pleasant, but it's the truth. And then you deserve patience in your progress. And just remembering that throughout all of this, the whole purpose of the video is to remind you that you deserve patience in your progress. Even if it look ugly, even if it look dusty, even if you are battling if you did the right thing or not, even if you overshared when you didn't really want to, even if you made a mistake or did something that you knew you shouldn't have did, you deserve patience and respect and worthiness and love. You are a lovable person, okay, girl? So make sure that you're giving yourself that throughout your process, even if it's at the beginning, middle, end. You done went back, you done tried again. It's your third, fourth, fifth time, okay? Trying to do the same thing that you said you was gonna do. You still deserve patience and grace. And you know, I like to always leave you with a challenge of the week. So this challenge of the week is a progress letter to yourself. And what I want you to do is I want you to list 3 small but meaningful ways you have grown. And it could be from this week, this month, from the last time you remember, from the last time you evaluated yourself, etc., etc. But just 3 small things or small ways that you have grown. And then remind yourself that you are a masterpiece and a work in progress at the same exact time. You're doing amazing even if you're not done. You're doing amazing even if you're not done. Please remember that. Okay? As I said before at the beginning, your story is valuable even in the messy parts. So again, my name is Mikhail J. I will see you next week. If you are, or if this is your cup of tea, if you enjoy maybe even seeing Luca, who gives us a hard time right now. If you enjoyed this, you enjoy our FaceTimes, you enjoy our talks, and you're just looking for a little bit of motivation, remember, go ahead and like, comment, subscribe. If you got all the way to the end of the video, put in the comments and say that you are a masterpiece and a work in progress. And it's all worthy of love. See y'all next week.
Been that, still that, will always be, mwah, that girl.